I have connected multiple links. I have connected multiple links. Fast Ethernet 0/0 1/0 and 1/1. Okay, so what I will do first, what I have to do, I have to switch on these devices. I will switch on these devices. Okay, the devices are switched on. Okay, I will check. I will take the console of this. I get the console of switch 1. I will take the console of switch 2 also. Okay, show spanning tree. VLAN 1 forwarding. Show spanning tree. Okay, the priority over here is 32768. What I will do, I will change the priority. Okay, I will change the priority. Okay, you can see over here fast Ethernet 1/1 is in the blocking state and this is in the forwarding state. Okay, now what I will do, who is the root bridge? Which one is the root bridge over here? See, we are the root for the spanning tree. Okay, so here you will get the root port. Root port is this. Okay, this port fast Ethernet 1/0 is the root port. Understood? Now this switch 1 is the root bridge. We are the root for the spanning tree. Means this is the root bridge. This is the root bridge. And the root bridge, why it became the root bridge? The priority is 32768. And here also the priority is 32768. But when you look at the MAC address, MAC address, sorry, just a second. This is the MAC address. Uh, this is the MAC address 20E20, and over here it is 20DC. Okay, so this is the lower MAC address. So it has become the root bridge. So now what I will do, I will change the priority value. Here the priority value is 32768. I will change the priority value and switch to, so that the switch to becomes the root bridge. So what I have to do, I have to go in the configuration mode, global configuration mode. I have to give a command spanning tree VLAN 1. Okay. Then when I give the question mark, I am getting over here the option of priority. Set the bridge priority for the spanning tree. Okay. So priority, once I give the question mark over here, okay, I can give the priority from 0 to 65,535. So what I will give, I will give the priority as 0. Okay. So once I give the priority as 0, then I will go over here, show spanning tree. See the message that was over here, it went away. Okay, root port is, this is the root port now. Cost of the root path is 19. Cost to the root bridge is 19. Okay, now who is the root bridge? Switch 2 became the root bridge. So spanning tree. See, we are the root of the spanning tree. Why I am the root? Because my priority value is 0. Priority value has 0. Designated bridge has priority value as 0. Understood? See, designated root has priority value as 0. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, port cost. Port cost is over here. You can see uh, the port cost is how to modify the port cost. The port cost over here is 19. 19. Okay. So what I will do, I will change the port cost also. I will show you how to change the port cost. See, fast Ethernet 1/0, 1/0, port number 41. The port path cost is 19. Port priority is 128. Okay. So to modify the port cost, the command is you have to go inside the interface. So the interface fast Ethernet 1/0. Okay. You have to give the command spanning tree cost. Spanning tree cost. Now you can give the cost from 1 to 65,535. Okay. So what you have to give, the cost you have to give is, I will give the cost as 4. Less is preferable. Less is preferable. So I will give the cost as 4. Understood? Now see, first we will verify which one is the blocking one, which link is blocking link. Which two, which one? So spanning tree. My blocking port is fast Ethernet 1/1 and it is having the path cost as 19. See here the path cost got changed as 4. Here the path cost got changed as 4. So what I will do now, I will make this link as blocking link and this link should be in the forwarding state. Okay, so what I will do, I will make this port cost path cost as 19 again and I will make this path cost as 4. Okay. So what I have to do, I have to go inside the interface, path cost equal to 19. Okay. Then I will go inside the interface, fast Ethernet 1/1. Okay. I will say the spanning tree path cost is 4. Okay. Now show spanning tree. See this port fast Ethernet 1/0 came into the blocking state, and this is in the listening state. It will come up. Okay. Now it is in the learning state. It is in the learning state. Learning state, you can see. Learning state. Okay. See forwarding. It came into the forwarding state. So what I did, I choose the path fast Ethernet 1/1 as my primary path. Okay, as my primary path. And my secondary path is this fast Ethernet 1/0. Understood? Any doubt how to modify the cost? Less
No, sir.
value is preferable. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Then the next thing we can see the how to change the port priority. See the port priority over here is 128. Over here is also 128. See, I told you yesterday only the port priority by default is 128. So how we can change the port priority? How we can make the port to select? Why we need to change the port priority? What is the need to change the port priority? What is the need to change the port priority?
To make it as a root port.
Sorry. To select the root port, it will
Yeah.
have multiple paths on the string. So if you select the root and the cost is same, the cost is same. If the cost is same and what else is the bridge ID? Bridge ID is also same. First it will to select the root port. It will first go to the first it will see the lowest root path cost. It will see the root path cost. Then what it will see? It will see lowest sender's bridge ID. If the root path cost has a tie, it will select the lowest sender's bridge ID. If the bridge ID is also same, then what it will look? It will look it for the port priority. Port priority. It will look for port priority. The default is 128, and the last one it will look it for lowest sender's port ID. If port priority is also has a tie, then it will look for. Okay, so I will change this port priority of fast Ethernet 1/1. So what is the command? Interface fast Ethernet 1/1. The command is spanning tree. See, you will get over here port priority, port priority, port priority. Okay, so what I can give the port priority? I can give port priority from 0 to 255. So what I will give? I will give the port priority as 16. Suppose I gave the port priority as 16. Lowest is preferable. Show spanning tree. See, the port priority got changed over here. The port identifier is 16.42. 42 is the port number. 42 is the port number on which port number it is connected. Okay. Now, see over here the port identifier 128.41. Understood? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this? How to change
No,
the
sir.
port priority or how to optimize the you can say how to tune the spanning tree?
No, sir.
Okay. So now we will move to something changing the timers. We have seen how to change the. Now there are some timers. Okay. So see the default timers are given over here. Default timers are given over here. Hello is 2 seconds. Max age is 20. Forward delay is 15. Okay. Hello is 2 seconds. Max age is 20. Forward delay is 15. So what we will do? We will change these timers. We will change this timer. So how to change the timers? Now what is hello timer? Hello timer is the time between each BPDU that is sent on a port. Means hello timer is something like in how many intervals the BPDU message are forwarded. Okay. So how to change hello time? How to change hello time? So I have to go in the global configuration mode. I have to say spanning tree VLAN, then VLAN ID. Suppose I will give it for VLAN 1. Okay, then you can see the command as hello time. Hello time. Okay, hello time. Give the time. You can give the hello time from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. How many number of seconds you want? So the default is 2. I will make it 3. I will make it 3. Okay, show spanning tree. Okay, did not got changed. See, hello time over here. It got 3. Hello time over here. It got 3. It is showing the last message that was sent. It is showing for the last message. Last update. Okay, see, hello time is 3. max age is 20, forward delay is 15. Okay, I have changed the hello time. In previous example, if you see over here, the hello time was at 2. Hello time was at 2. Then I've configured and I've changed the hello time and I've changed it to 3.
Sir,
Okay, hello time.
this change, sorry, sir, this change for hello time is across all ports. This is for the entire spanning tree, not for the specific interface.
Yeah, it is for entire spanning tree. It will be
Okay,
for
sir.
entire spanning tree. But we have to do on both the switches. Okay, this switch will be having the say the time as 2 seconds or 2 seconds only. See, the hello time is still 2 seconds. I have to change over here also. Okay. So whatever changes I am doing on switch 1, whatever changes I am doing on switch 1, I have to do on switch 2 also. Okay, see, the port priority over here is still 128 and the port cost is 19. Okay, so I have to change this thing also. I have to change on both the switches. Whatever I am doing, I have to do on both the switches. Then only they will get
One
converged.
question. So what's the impact of not changing on the other switch?
So it will impact that they will not converge. Okay, they will not
Oh,
converge.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
sometimes what will happen in production network that they will not converge with uh, both of them. Okay, so they will give some issues if you don't give the same timer at both the sides or same commands at both the sides. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So we have seen the we have seen the hello timers, how to change the hello timers. Now what is the next timer? The next timer is max age. Max age. Okay, we will change the maximum age. Now what is max age?
Sir,
What is max age? Maximum age. See, it is the maximum length of time, you can say, maximum length of time that passes before a bridge switch port, you can say, saves its configuration. Okay, so is this a maximum time that the port goes before it saves the configuration of the BPDU messages? Okay, so the maximum age is 20. The maximum age is by default age is 20. So what we will do, we will change the maximum age spanning tree VLAN for VLAN 1. We are changing the spanning tree. Okay, you will be getting the option max age. Okay, now you can change the number from 6 to 40. 6 to 40, maximum number of seconds the information in BPDU is valid. Okay, so what I will do, it is 20, I will make it to 10. I will make it to 10. Okay, now show spanning tree. See over here, max age is 10. I will go on this switch also. I will configure
sir,
spanning tree.
hello.
Yes,
Sir, can you please unlock the meeting? Hari could not join.
sorry.
Sir, please unlock the meeting, sir. Hari was not able to join.
No, Hari has joined, I think so. Hari has joined, I think so. I have just admitted him.
Oh, okay, sir.
I can see Hari in the list, but his audio is not coming. Might be his internet issue is there.
Yes, sir, he's experiencing problem. So no problem, sir.
Just a second. Huh? I unlock the meeting again. Tell him to disconnect and try again. Tell him to disconnect and try.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, or what you can do, you can give him this number. Just tell him to join with this number 576-854-184. Just give him this
Okay,
number
sir.
and tell him to enter this number in the join meeting and he will be able to join. If sometime it
Sure.
happens that with the link someone is unable to join.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I will do, I'm on the second switch and I will change the hello timer over here also. VLAN 1. Okay, what was the timer? What was the command? VLAN 1, hello timer, hello time. What I have given 3. Okay, then I will change the max age also. VLAN 1, max age. Max age I have kept as 10. Exit. Okay, now see, so spanning tree. See over here also hello timer got changed 3 and max age got 10. Max age got 10. Okay, understood? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now what is the next timer? Forward delay. What is forward delay? You can say listening and learning state. Listening and learning state. Listening and learning state. So listening state has a default time as 15 second and learning state is also having a default time as 15 second. Okay, so we will change this time. We will change this default time and we will make it you can say any number. We can make it any number. Let us see. So how to change the forward delay timing, listening and learning time. Okay, spanning tree, VLAN 1, VLAN 1, then what we have to give? Forward time, forward time. Now, what I can give? I can give a timer between 4 to 30. I can give a timer between 4 seconds and 30 seconds. Okay, so what I will give? I will give it, it is 15, I will give it 10. I will give it 10. Okay, here also config T, spanning tree, VLAN 1, forward time 10. Okay, show spanning tree. See that forward delay time got changed as 10 seconds. It got changed at as 10 seconds. Understood?
Will this be reflected in the other switch, sir? Or is this just for this switch?
I have changed on both the switches. So what you're asking, I didn't understood.
So all kinds of timers we should change for all switches in STP.
Yes, we have 3 timers. So we can tune these 3 timers. We can tune these 3 timers.
But we should apply these changes to all the switches now, sir.
Yes, we have to apply these
Okay.
switches, these changes to all the switches. It is, you can say it is recommended. It is best
Okay,
practice
so
that you have to, yeah.
so in a VTP setting, um, this if you change on the server, it goes all the way down, or you have to do all in to all the client switches as well.
Yes, it will go if you configure VTP, okay, the VLAN information will be passed to all the clients.
Okay.
Okay, so we are changing for VLAN 1. So what command you have to give if you are doing for, if you are configuring VLAN, okay, if you are configuring VTP, so what command you have to give? You have to give spanning tree VLAN 1, 2, all the VLANs you have to say. 1, 2, how many VLANs we have? This VLANs, right? Hello time. The command is VLAN. Have to write is like this only. 124094. Okay. Unrecognized command. Why it is not taking? So 4094. It will take only one. So you have to give the number of VLANs. Okay. Number of VLANs you have to give. This is the only command. 1094.
Yeah, but spanning tree and VTP, that's different, right? Is that it?
Sorry? See, we are
Spanning tree
working.
and
We
VTP.
are working for. Sorry, I didn't got your question.
No, how no making configuration for spanning tree? How does VTP have like his question? Like someone asked, right, whether we can do it on client and then it will get translated or advertised to
Yes.
all
So
the.
you have what you have to do. You have to make the spanning tree for all the VLANs. Okay. You have to change the timers for all the VLANs. See what I've done. I've changed it for only VLAN one. I've changed it for only VLAN one. Okay, so if you change it for only VLAN 1, all the ports assigned to VLAN 1 will only got change. Will only get the changes. Others will see why we use VTP. Why we use VTP to forward the VLAN configurations, to pass the VLAN configurations to other switches. So what we are doing over here in spanning tree? What we are doing over here in
Yes.
spanning tree? We are giving the specific for VLANs. See over here, if you can see, VLAN 1 is executing the IEEE compatible spanning tree. Okay. We are
Yes.
making for VLAN 2. All these configurations are VLAN 1. For the VLAN
Okay.
1, all these configurations are for VLAN 1 because this is my default VLAN.
Okay.
Understood? So there is some command.
Yes.
This is only the command as I remember. This is the command. Spanning tree VLAN.
I mean, usually when we do this, like in the production environment, we'll have access,
might
not
be
the access,
possible
but the
because
distribution or the core layer switches will be the root. One of the core layer switches or the
yes,
distribution will be root.
in the core layer,
And then
which
whatever
is,
VLANs will basically will have divided, like one core switch will have half of the VLANs as root and the other core switch will have half of the VLANs as root.
yes. So
And
the
then
concept that is
that's how
known
we
as
configure.
MST. That concept is known as MST. The concept that you are saying is known as MST.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm just saying, like, but
Yes.
then the VTB it doesn't have much to do with it. That's sort of.
Hari, you are facing any issue? You have joined, right? Hello. Hello, Hari. Network connections. Okay. Okay, you can hear me, right? Okay, that's good. So we have seen to how to tune the STP timers. Okay, now we will move forward with another topic: how to optimize spanning tree protocol. How to optimize spanning tree protocol. Okay, how to optimize spanning tree protocol. Optimize STP. Okay, so first optimization you can do is ether channel. What you can do? Ether channel. So what is ether channel? Give me a brief about ether channel.
Multiple connections between two switches.
Port bundling of ports.
The channel bonding.
Channel bonding. You can say link aggregation. Okay, link aggregation. It is also known as link aggregation.
Yeah, LACP.
So why we use this ether channel?
To increase capacity
To transfer a large number of
in the
packets.
links.
Okay. Are you saying load balance?
To increase capacity.
okay, to increase the capacity of the data that should be
Until
traveled. So
data.
what usually happens, when the spanning tree protocol is running, okay, we have a switch and we have multiple links, suppose, okay, we have two links. So what spanning tree will do, it will block one of the link, it will block
Mm-hmm.
one of the link, okay, but our data traffic between the switches, it is very high, okay, so we don't want that there should be any queue, or we don't want to wait for the data to be in the queue. So what we will do, we will make a bundle, we will make a ether channel of these two links, okay, and what we will say these two switches that this is not two links, they are not two links, we will be having two physical connections, but what we will do, we will say these two links, we will configure these two links that these are not two physical links. This is one logical link. One logical link. Now, what will happen? Suppose I am having 100 Mbps link bandwidth, 100 Mbps link bandwidth on both the links. So now this port will be not a blocking port. This will be one bundle. Okay, this will be one logical link. Okay, and the cost of the speed of this link will be now combined for, and it became as 200 Mbps. 200 Mbps. Understood? So this is the use of Ether channel. This is the use of Ether channel. Now, what are the protocols that we can use in Ether channel?
LACP and PAGP.
LACP and PAGP. What is LACP and what is PAGP?
Link aggregation.
Aggregation control protocol. Port aggregation protocol. LACP is open standard, while PACP is Cisco
It
proprietary.
is Cisco
thing.
proprietary. You can run it on Cisco devices only. This is open standard. Open standard. Okay. What are the modes that we have in LACP and PAGP? What are the modes we have in PAGP?
Desirable and
Auto. Desirable
and
and
auto,
auto.
yes. Yeah, then we have what's
In LACP, what modes we have? We have active and passive,
active and passive, yes.
correct? So these all are the modes
Yes.
that we have in both the protocols. LACP is link aggregation protocol. PAGP is port aggregation protocol. Okay. Now, any doubt in this Ether channel? Anything that you want to ask me in Ether channel? First thing that you can do, optimization, is Ether channel. Okay. Second thing that you can do is port fast. What is port fast? What is port
Um,
fast?
that's preventing a port for connecting to an end node to do spanning tree.
Okay, so when we are connecting a PC on an access port, okay, so it should not run STP. It should not run STP. Okay, on the access ports, it should not run the STP. So what we use spanning tree protocol. We use port fast as a on the access port. We make the access port as port fast. So when we make this port as port fast, what they will do? They will not run STP. They will come up immediately. They will come up immediately. Understood? So this is the use of port fast. Now the third thing that you can do is BPDU guard. What is BPDU guard?
Is it the interface goes into error disable mode if it receives BPDU?
Sorry?
The interface will go into error disable mode when it receives BPDU. No?
Interface goes into error disable mode.
It prevents loop, sir.
is loop.
What is the working
I
of
always get.
BPDU guard? Why BPDU guard is used? Why it is used? See, BPDU
It
guard
is used to
prevents
prevent the rope.
if another switch attached
Someone like
to the port.
connects a rogue switch, then
Yes, it
and
is not for only for the rogue switch. Okay, suppose what happened, this port I have made as port fast. Okay, I have made this port as port fast. Now what happened, I want to expand my network. Okay, and I forgot this port is my port fast. What I did, I removed this PC from here, and what I did, I attached the switch so that I can expand my network. Okay, so what I did, I attached the switch over here. Once I attach a switch over here, this switch will send a BPDU message to this switch. Okay, now if it will not run spanning tree protocol, then what it will do, it can form loop. Suppose I'm having another switch connected anywhere, and it is a possibility that it can form loop. It can form a loop. So what it will do, it prevents loop if another switch is attached to the port fast port. If another switch is attached to the port fast port, what it will do, it will prevent the loops. So how it will prevent the loop? When BPDU guard is enabled on an interface, it put into an error disable state, basically shut down if a BPDU guard is received on the interface. So what it will do, whenever if I connect a switch, suppose I made all these ports, I configured all these ports as port fast, and also I have configured a BPDU guard on all these access ports. Now whenever I will connect a switch on the port fast port, then what it will do, it will put that particular port into error disabled state, basically you can say it is shutdown state. Okay, if a BPDU is received on the interface, it can be enabled it at either global configuration mode. Okay, you can give this command in the global configuration mode or in interface mode. In both the modes you can give in the interface mode. Port fast does not need to be enabled for it to be configured at a specific interface. Okay, understood? Now what is BPDU guard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now BPDU guard, we will see the practical for BPDU guard. So I will take a new switch over here. I will take a PC over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have taken 3 PCs. What I will do, I will connect these 3 PCs to the port. Okay, 1/0, 1/1. Mouse is not working properly. Just a second. Huh? So I will see for two PCs only, it is not getting connected. Hello. Okay. So what we will do, we will start these things. We'll start this PC. Okay. So we cannot see this thing in this. The conversion we cannot see in this GNS3. Okay. When we see in the packet tracer, we can see the color changes. Okay. We can see the color change. So let me go in packet tracer only. Okay, I've already connected two switches. I will connect one new switch. I will take some PCs over here. Okay, I've taken three PCs. Now, see, once I connect it to the switch, it is running spanning tree. The color you can see, it is orange color. Okay, after some time it will come up when it will complete the spanning tree. Okay, so what I will do, I will make these three ports fast Ethernet 0/1, 2, 3, 4. 5 ports I will make at port fast. So make them as port fast. Config T. So what I will do, I will make all the ports as port fast. What is the command to make the ports as port fast? Spanning tree. I have to go inside the interface. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1 to 5. Okay. Range. Interface range 1/5. Okay. Spanning tree. Port fast. Spanning tree port fast. Okay. Spanning tree port fast. I will make all the ports as port fast. Got it? Now, see, when I connect this PC, it is automatically within a second, it is getting up. It is not running spanning tree. It is not running spanning tree. Whenever I made it as port fast port. Now, what I will do, I have connected these numbers. Now, what I will do to check for loops, okay, to check for loops, what I will do, I will connect another switch in this network, okay. So first what I will do, I will configure the BPDU guard. I will configure the BPDU guard. So what I will do, I will configure the BPDU guard in this interface only. So what is the command that I have told you for the interface? What is the command that I have to give? Spanning tree BPDU guard enable. Spanning tree BPDU guard enable. Okay. Once I give this command, the BPDU guard will be enabled on all the ports. Okay. Now suppose if I connect a switch on the port number 4, okay, it will get connected to fast Ethernet 0/4. Okay. See, it went into error disable state. It went into shutdown state. You can see it went into shutdown state. See, we received a message. BPDU guard enabled, disabling port, error disable, BPDU error detected, BPDU error detected. Now, how we can check? Show spanning tree interface, or show spanning tree, show interface, we can say show interface fast Ethernet 0/4 status. Okay, so see, you can see the status of the port is error disabled. It is error disabled. It is error disabled. You can see show IP interface brief. Okay, over here it will not show, I think so. Yeah, it will not show. It will show you as down. It will show you as down. Okay, understood? So once I connect any switch, once it receives any BPDU message, what it will do, it will put it into the error disable state. Now, how I can make this port up? How I can make this port up again? What is the way to make this port up again? How I can make it up again?
Disable port fast, I guess.
Disable port fast.
Yeah, remove the port fast configuration. I'm guessing.
Remove the port fast configuration.
Yeah.
Okay. So see, if I
No, we
want
have to
this,
configure spanning tree.
sorry,
We have to configure the spanning tree properly.
I have to configure the spanning tree properly.
Yeah, make sure that which one is the root and which one is.
We can use filtering, sir. BPD filtering.
See, spanning tree will not run only. Spanning tree will not run only. If you attach any port to the port fast port, any switch to the port fast post, it will not receive any BPDU messages only. So how the spanning tree will be running? How it will run the spanning tree if it will not receive any BPDU messages? How spanning tree is running? How elections are done? Because they exchange the BPDU messages, and inside the BPDU messages, all the details are there: the priority number, the MAC address, the port priority, hello timers, all the things are there. If they will not exchange the BPDU messages, then how it will run the spanning tree?
Okay, then we disable it first.
Sorry,
We'll disable PPDU guard.
you will disable BPDU guard. I don't want to disable the BPDU guard. I want that my BPDU guard will not be disabled. So I came to know now why my port has been down. So what I can do, there are two ways. One is manual way. Okay, one is the manual way. So how I can do manually? Go inside the interface fast Ethernet 0/4. Okay, I
There's a noise somewhere.
sorry.
There's a noise somewhere.
Yeah, Varun needs to go on mute.
Varun, please be on mute, all of you. Whenever you want to speak anything, at that time only just come, just unmute yourself. Okay, thank you very much. So what I have to do, one is the manual, you can say manual recovery, manual recovery. So I have to make this port as shut, then I have to say no shut. Once I say shut and no shut, it will come up, but after running STP, after it will receive again a BPDU message, it will again go down. See, once it came up, again it went down. It came up and it received a BPDU message, again it went down. So what I have to do, I have to disable this, I have to remove this link. I have to remove this link. Okay, once I remove this link, okay, then if I give this command shut and no shut, shut and no shut, so my port will come up. My port will come up. Not connected, but the port will be up. See, so IP interface brief. Okay, we have not connected anything on the port. Okay, understood now? Now this is the manual way. Now suppose if I want that I will connect a PC over here again. So I will not connect a PC. What I will do, if I want that after some time my port should come up again. Okay, automatic recovery. after some time interval, my port should come up again. Okay, so what command I have to give over here? The command is config terminal. I think so. Will be not supported. It is not supported. The command is error disable recovery cause. Okay, let me check in GNS3. Config terminal. Error disable. See, error disable. What is it? Recovery. Error disable. I want automatic recovery of the port. Automatic recovery of the port. Okay, I can select multiple cause. There are many causes that the port goes down. So I can select any cause. I can select a particular cause. So cause, if I lease down the cause, there are multiple cause. BPDU guard, DTP flap, link flap, PAGP flap, root guard, UDLD. So all these things are there. All these things are there through which my link can go into error disable state. All these are the options through which my link can go to error disable state. Okay, my link can go to error disable state. Understood? So I can use either all or I can use the specific. So I am using BPDU guard. BPDU guard. So I have shown you the manual way. I have shown you the manual way. Manually how you can make the port up. How you can make the port up. Okay, now I will show you how the port will come up when you will give this recovery. So first we will see. Let me check if this in this what I will do. I will connect a Ethernet switch over here. Okay. So first I will configure all the ports as port fast. I will configure all the ports as port fast. So interface range fast Ethernet 1/0 to 6. Okay, 1/0 to 6. Okay. What I will do, spanning tree port fast. Okay, spanning tree port fast. See, I got some messages. I got some messages. Okay, I got some messages. Okay, now what I will do, I will connect this port. I will try to connect this port fast Ethernet 1/1 fast Ethernet 1/2. If I will go give to 2, what will happen? Spanning tree will not run. See, I have to power on this switch. Once I will power on this switch, the port should go into okay, I have not configured the BPDU guard.
Not configured BPDU.
Yes, yes. So I will configure the BPDU guard also. So what was the spanning tree? What was the command? Spanning tree. So I'm not having this.
I think spanning tree port fast BPDU.
No, spanning tree port fast BPDU is,
BPDU default, the up one.
but it is not giving me the interface. Inside the interface, it is not giving me the command. So what I can do, I can check over here.
Go into normal
Port fast.
interface.
Yeah, I got this command over here. So what I can do, I can give you in the global mode. Okay.
No, no, I think it's because you are in the interface range. If you go per interface, I think you should be able to.
Okay, I will check. Okay, as per your suggestion, I will check interface fast Ethernet. 1/2, correct? Spanning tree. I'm not getting.
We can use the other one, the other command
Okay,
also, right?
That's what I was.
problem.
That's what I was using, the other one only.
Okay,
Spanning
all
tree,
right.
port fast, BPDU guard, enable, correct? This is only the command, right? BPDU guard default. Okay, default. So
There.
it is not taking the command default. Okay, let us check. Okay. So now what I will do, I will switch on this switch. Okay. Fast Ethernet 1/2. Okay, it should go into error disable state. It should go into error disable state. It has not went into error disable state. Why? Show spanning, show interface fast Ethernet 1/2 status. Show interface status. So it is a multi-layer switch, so the output are different. Okay, it will give the output for routers or out also. So it should go into error disable state. Show IP interface brief. See, it is down. See, it is down over here. How to check the error disable command? Show error disable. Show error disable. Okay. They all are enabled. Show error disable. Recovery. Show interface status. Error disabled. So show no interface is error disabled. So it is a multi-layer switch. So it is not giving me the option. So when you do in the production network, the switch will, as we have seen in the packet tracer, the switch went into the error disable state. And if you want that your switch should come in an interval, in some interval your switch should come up, then what command you can give? You can give a command like error disabled recovery cause BPDU guard. Okay, so this command you can give when you want, if your switch, if you don't want manually to if suppose you have connected a switch by mistakenly in a network. Okay, you are not knowing you have connected a switch. Now you came to know that this switch has this is a port fast port. Now what you will do to make the port up again? Okay, what you have to do, suppose if I will go over here and I will connect the switch again. Okay, it will run spanning tree and it will make the port as error disable. Okay, now suppose this port became error disable. Okay, now suppose if I delete this link and if I try to connect a PC over here on the same port. Okay, see, the port is still down. I have connected a PC, then also the port is still down. So there are two ways to do. There are two ways to make the port up. You have to go inside the interface, you have to say shut and no shut. Once you give this command, the port will come up and the port fast feature will run automatically. Okay, this is the first way. But the second way, what is the second way? Second way is recovery, error disable recovery, error disable recovery. Okay, so you have to give this command within an interval if you want after some time. So the first command is this error disable recovery cause BPDU guard. Okay, the next command is after this you have to give one more command. You have to set the interval after how much interval the error disable should come up. Error disable recovery interval. Suppose I gave it 60 seconds. I have to give it in seconds. I gave it 60 seconds. So after 60 seconds, it should come up. Understood?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No.
No, sir.
Anyone? Anything you want to ask? I cannot show you the practical because as I've shown you, it is not getting supported in the layer 3 switch. Okay, also the command is not supported in this packet tracer. Okay, so error disable, it should give me the error disable. It is not supported in the packet tracer as well. But I've shown you the command in the, I've shown you the command that you can give the command over here. The port is not going into error disable state. When I'm connecting the switch also, it is not going into the error disable state. Okay, let me check this one more thing. Yes. I have disconnected this. What I will do, I will just connect a normal switch. I will just try to connect a normal switch. I can check it in this way also. Okay. I have connected a normal switch. Now let me go inside this. No, it is not giving any, it is not going into error disable state.
So now what is the configuration of that interface? Show run interface
Sorry?
0/. Have we configured error disabled? I think we did, but just to confirm, if you can check the running config for the interface
Just a second.
1/2.
Yeah, sure. Show run.
Interface of 1/2. No, you have not configured. See, that's why.
You have just configured the BPDU guard, right? For all the things. You have configured the BPDU guard.
No, only port fast is configured. No, where is BPD? Doesn't show
So
in
you
the
have
running config.
configured the BPDU guard. See, spanning tree port fast BPDU guard.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
global.
globally configured. Yeah.
Okay,
You have configured the BPDU guard also. Spanning tree port fast
globe.
BPDU guard.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so the thing is that inside the interface in this layer 3 switch, we are not getting the option to configure the BPDU guard. That is the reason.
I
We are
thought
getting
we had the option, no?
interface fast Ethernet 1/2. Spanning tree
Port fast. Then again question mark. No.
The command is spanning tree BPDU guard.
Yeah.
There is no port fast in it. Also, I'm not getting the thing over here that spanning tree port fast BPDU guard default. I will
It,
give the name as default. Okay, let me check. It is not taking.
I think it's a global command on layer 3, which I guess that
Yeah,
is
this is the global command, but see the configuration over here BPDU guard default. In the global mode, I have to give spanning tree port fast BPDU guard default.
Yeah, but that maybe on the layer 3 switches we don't need the default anymore. They make changes, right? A lot of times.
So, but it is not working. So I can give this command show spanning tree summary totals. I can check show spanning tree summary totals. It is 2 forwarding state, 2 disabled, uplink fast is disabled, backbone fast is disabled, port fast BPDU guard is enabled. See, port fast BPDU
Yes,
guard is enabled.
enabled.
Then also it is not giving me why it is not coming into. I have to troubleshoot this thing. What is the issue with the layer 3 switch? What can be the issue? Anyone of you can suggest me anything, because I have checked
Uh,
all the things. Mm,
So, but it was administratively down. The link state was down, right? Wasn't it?
link state was down, but we have to make it in. It should go into error disable state.
Yeah, but then we
So
how will we
maybe
check
it's
that? What is
because
the
of
command?
multi-layer switch, sir. So
Yeah, maybe that is the reason. Maybe because of multi-layer switch. So IP interface brief. See, it is down, but the status is showing up. The status is showing up.
Yeah, status is showing up. Sorry, yeah, that is true.
It should go into error disable state and it should be seen over here also. When I give this command, show interface status error disabled, it should be there in this list. No issues, but you got how we can recover recover from error disable. There are two ways. Okay, the first way is manual configuration. When we can do manually, we can make the port up manually. Okay, the second thing what we can do is we can configure a interval. Whenever the port will go down, within 60 seconds it will come up automatically. Within 60 seconds it will come up automatically. Understood?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
no, sir.
Sure? Hari, Varun,
No doubt. No doubt.
Ayan?
No, sir, nothing.
Okay. So the third thing we have seen is BPDU guard. We can optimize the STP using BPDU guard. Okay. Now what is the fourth thing that we can use? We can use root guard. What is the use of root guard? What is the use of root guard? It prevents the wrong switch from becoming the spanning tree spanning tree root bridge. See what happened. What will happen in this? Suppose we are having a hierarchical network. We are having a hierarchical structure. Okay, we are having some multi-layer switch as our core layer switch. They are our core layer switch. Okay, they are our core layer switch. They are connected with each other. Okay, they are connected with each other. These are my multi-layer switch. Okay, now we are having some distribution layer switch and access layer switches also. These are my distribution layer switches, access layer switches. Okay, so we are having an hierarchical model. We are having an hierarchical model. So suppose they are connected with each other. They are connected with each other. Okay. Also, they are connected with these distribution layer switch and access layer switch for redundancy. For redundancy. Okay. So this is my network. These are my core layer switches. Something like they can be 6500 switches. Not 6500 switches. 3560 switches. 3560, 3550 switches. They can be my 2900 switches. 2900 series switches. Now, what will happen? Suppose if uh, suppose this is my root bridge. This is my root bridge. This is my root bridge. Okay, I have configured this as my root bridge, and these core layer switches I want them only as a root bridge. Okay, so now suppose what happens that this access layer switch. Okay, what this access layer switch? Suppose one of the switch got damaged or something, it is not working, so we have changed the switch. Okay, we have changed the switch or we have not changed the switch. Suppose if this switch priority has been changed, this switch has a priority of 0. When we have connected a new switch, the priority of that switch is 0. Okay, now what will happen? It will receive a BPDU message. It will send a BPDU message in the network. It will send when it gets connected, it will run spanning tree. So what it will do, it will send a BPDU message all over the network. Okay, so suppose this is also connected, this is also connected. So it will send over here, it will send over here. Okay, so what this switch will look, it will see to the BPDU messages, and what it will do, it will check its BPDU message, it will check its priority and the MAC address, and on the basis of priority, this this switch will become the root bridge now. Okay, so we don't want this switch should become the root bridge. So what we can do in this scenario, what we can do whenever a switch is connected and whenever a you can say higher priority value, higher BPDU message, okay, is sent to the switch. So what we can do, we can configure a root guard. We can configure a root guard on the uplink stream. On the upstream switch, what we can do, we can configure a root guard. What we will say, I have configured a root guard. If you receive a BPDU message, okay, with higher priority or higher bridge ID or anything, then you have to stop it over here only. You have to stop it over here only. What I'm doing, I'm configuring a root guard over here. So the BPDU messages will be dropped over here. It will not reach the core layer switch. Understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Understood? Okay. So if a root guard port receives a superior BPDU message, superior BPDU that might cause it to become Ayan, you're sending me some request for annotation.
Check, sir.
Okay. Cause it to become a root port. Now what will happen? Suppose if my core layer switch will receive any BPDU message. So if the switch, the switch which will receive the BPDU message, okay, what the switch will become? It will become the root port. Okay, whatever switch, whichever switch will receive the upstream switch, whichever will be receiving the uh, BPDU message, superior BPDU message, it will become the root port. That port will become the root port. Then in that scenario, the port is put into root inconsistent state. What it is put into? Root inconsistent state. Okay, and does not pass traffic through it, Understood? If a root, see what I've explained you. Suppose this is my core layer switch, this is my distribution layer switch, this is my access layer switch. So whenever an access layer switch sends a superior BPDU message, here I have configured the root guard. So what the root guard will do, whenever this switch will receive, this distribution layer switch will receive any BPDU message, okay, that through which it will come to know that it will become the root port. This port will become the root port, whereas this port is my root port. Okay, this port is my root port, and it will receive a BPDU message on the root guard, and it will on the root guard port, and it will come to know that if I will accept this BPDU message, I will become the root port. This port will become the root port. Then what it will do? It will put that port into root inconsistent state and does not pass any traffic. Understood? Now,
Yes, sir.
if the port stops receiving, these BPDUs, what it will do? It will automatically re-enables the port, re-enables itself. Understood? Once it stops receiving the BPDU messages, it will automatically re-enable itself. Understood? Let us
Yes, sir.
see if we can configure, if we can get the configuration over here in the DNS3, because I don't think so we will be getting the configuration in packet tracer. The command will be interface fast Ethernet 0/1 spanning tree guard. Yeah, we are having this thing in it. Okay, so what we will do? So fast Ethernet 0/1. See, the command is spanning tree guard inside the interface, spanning tree guard and root. Set guard mode to root guard. Okay, root. I've set it to root guard. Okay, now what I will do? Okay, I will try to do on fast Ethernet. How many ports I have made for port fast? Show run.
6 or
5.
5.
5 port I have made. So I make the 6. I will use the 6 port number 6. Config T interface fast Ethernet 0/6 spanning tree guard root. Okay, I have made it as root guard. Now what I will do, I will take a switch over here. Sorry, I will take a switch over here. Okay, and I will see the priority of this switch. First, I will make the connection. I will make the connection. Let the connection happen. Fast Ethernet 0/6, 0/1. Okay, the spanning tree is running. Now they will they will run the spanning tree and they will elect the root bridge. They will elect the root bridge. Okay, so now show spanning tree. Okay, it came into forwarding state. Show spanning tree. This bridge is the root bridge. The bridge that is connected with the PCs is the root bridge. This bridge is the root bridge. Now what I will do, I have made this port as what I have done. I have made this port as root port, root guard. I have kept a root guard over here. Now what I will do, I will go in this switch and I will change the priority of this switch. I will change the priority of this switch. So how to change the priority of the switch? Here come the another problem. So here we cannot change the priority.
Yeah, bad luck.
Priority. Yeah, we can change the priorities. Spanning tree VLAN 1 priority. Priority what I will give? I will give it as 4096. I will give the priority as 4096. See, I have give the priority as 4096. Okay. See the port. See the port. See root guard block non-designated. Root inconsistent state. Root inconsistent state. What it become? It become root inconsistent state. So interface fast Ethernet 0/6 status connected. It is connected. Okay, but it is in root inconsistent state. It is in root inconsistent state. Show interface brief. Show IP interface brief. See, it is showing as up and up. It is showing up and up, but it is in the root inconsistent state. So show interface. The command was fast Ethernet 0/6 status. Okay, you got it. The port is in the root inconsistent state. You can see over here. The port became orange. Okay, so once I will remove this link, the port will automatically come up. The port will automatically come up within 60 seconds. within 60 seconds. So what I can do, how I can stop the BPDUs? How I can stop the BPDUs? What I can do, I can switch on the interface,
Change the priority again.
or I can change the priority again. What I can do, what I can make the priority 32768.
Yeah, or increase it greater than 3276.
So I have to make in the multiples of 4096. So I will give the last number 4161440. Okay. Now let us go over here and see. Show spanning tree. Okay, it is in the listening state. See, it is in the listening state. Learning state. Learning state. It is running spanning tree. It came in the forwarding state. It came into the forwarding state. Automatically it will come. It will once it will stop receiving the BPDU message, it will automatically come up. Understood? What is root guard?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in root guard?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the next thing we can use to optimize STP. We have something like unidirectional link. Unidirectional link. Okay. So inside unidirectional link, we have two ways. Now, what is unidirectional link? Suppose I'm having a network. Okay, I'm having a network over here. This is my switch, this is my switch, and this is my switch. Okay, these are the connections. Okay, this is my root bridge. This is my root bridge. This is my blocking port. This is my blocking port. Okay. Now, what happens? Sometimes what happens in the production network that you will receive BPDU message on a port, but you will be unable to send the you will be unable to send the BPDU message. Now, suppose what will happen? This port is sending the BPDU message, but it is unable to receive any BPDU message. Okay, means this port is unable to send the BPDU message. Now, in this scenario, what will happen? This if BPDU message are not sent, then it will run spanning tree and it will switch on this port. It will make this port up. Now what will be the consequences if this port came up? It will send the messages over here. It will reach over here. Again it is coming over here. So you are forming a loop over here. You are forming a loop over here. Okay. The scenario is sometimes you might be able to receive the BPDU messages, but you are not able to send the BPDU messages. Okay, this happens if there is any, you can say, software issue or any spanning tree issue. Spanning tree is not running properly, or any fiber cable issue. If you are using a fiber cables, okay,
Half
this might
duplex
happen.
connections.
Sorry.
Maybe because of half duplex connections.
Yeah, because of half duplex connections, or the cable is not intact enough to maintain the keep alive messages. Okay, so it can happen in multiple times in the production network. So this is something known as unidirectional link. Unidirectional link. So you are forming a unidirectional link and you are forming a loop. You are forming a loop. So to avoid this loop, we are using two solutions. We can use two solutions. What all are the two solutions? So we can say sometime a cable is intact enough to maintain keep lives, or you can say keep alive, to maintain, keep alive, but not to pass data. The cable will be up, the cable will be showing up, but it will not pass the data, but it will not pass the data in both the directions, in both the directions. So this is known as unidirectional. This is unidirectional link. This is unidirectional link. Now what is the solution? The solution is, the first one is, fifth one that we can use is loop guard. What it is? Loop guard. What does the loop guard does? Stops the loop which occur because of unidirectional link failure. It stops the loop, and what it will do? It will make the port inconsistent. It will make the port as inconsistent port. Okay, it will stop the loop. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now the command over here is, if you have to give inside the interface, you have to go in the global configuration mode, inside the interface mode. Okay, inside the interface mode, then you have to give the command, sorry, spanning tree guard loop. You have to give in the interface. If you have to give in the global configuration mode to point links, okay, to enable loop guard for all point to point links on the switch, to enable loop guard on all to point links, all point to point links. You have to go in the configuration mode and you have to say spanning tree loop guard default. Spanning tree loop guard default. Okay, now loop guard will automatically re-enable the port if it starts receiving BPDU. So when my switch start receiving the BPDU messages, it will re-enable the port. It will re-enable the port again. Okay, understood what is loop guard? What is the use of loop guard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next one is UDLD. What it is? UDLD. The next solution that we can use is UDLD. Unidirectional link detection. unidirectional link detection. Now what is the difference between this? It is a Cisco proprietary. It's a Cisco proprietary. It is different from LoopGuard, but do the same task. It does the same task. Okay, it does the same task. It is designed specifically for fiber, but can also work with UTP cables. Okay, how it works? Operating at layer 2, UDLD detects the unidirectional link by sending periodic hello out the interface. So what it will do? It will check for unidirectional links. It will check what it will do. It will send hello packets. If you configure UDLD, what it will do? It will send hello packets on a specific periodic time. On a specific time that we enable. Okay, that we give. So it will send specific hello messages on the periodic time, and it will check whether there is any unidirectional link, whether I can send the BPDU messages. If I am able to send and receive the BPDU messages, then it is fine. If I am not able to send or receive the BPDU messages, then what it will do? It will switch on the unidirect UDLD. It will switch on the UDLD. Now, how we can configure? What is the command? To enable UDLD on all fiber optic interfaces, you have to give the command in the global configuration mode, config UDLD, and you have to select one thing, enable or aggressive. You will be having two options, either enable or aggressive. Okay. Now to enable UDLD on non-fiber ports, what we have to do? We have to go in the configuration mode, interface mode, and we have to say UDLD port, then aggressive or disable. Aggressive or disable. Okay, so these are the commands. Now to enable, okay, so these are the two commands, I think. So we are not having any other command. Okay, so we have two modes, normal and aggressive. What is normal mode? In normal mode, the link status is changed to undetermined. In normal mode, the link status is changed to undetermined state. Okay, if the hello are not returned, if I'm not getting any hello reply, then if I'm using normal mode, then in normal mode the link status is changed to undetermined. Okay, now what is aggressive? Aggressive mode. In aggressive mode, the port is error disabled. Error disabled if an unidirectional link is found. If any unidirectional link is found, then what it will do? It will make the port as error disabled, and this is the recommended way. We recommend this way, aggressive way. You have to use the aggressive mode. Okay, understood? Any doubt? Hello.
No, sir.
Now to make the interface up again.
No, no.
Sorry, Dade.
I said no, no, no doubt.
Okay. So to make the interface up, once the interface is undetermined state, or in the interface is in the error disabled state, so to make the interface up, what you have to give the command in the enable mode. You have to give the command udld reset. What do you have to give the command? You have to give the command udld reset to make the port up. Understood? Any doubt till here?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Sure.
Yes.
So these are the ways, these are the 6 things to optimize the uh, spanning tree. These are the 6 ways to optimize the spanning tree. Optimize means change something, then we can use these all things, these all features. Okay, we can put a loop guard, we can put udld, we can put a root guard. Okay, we can put a bpdu guard, ether channel, port fast. These all things are there. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
So we will stop over here for today.